Hello again, amazing people. Welcome back to Building Your Health Esteem. Today's episode is titled The Illusion of Time. Stay tuned. Well, in the last episode, we spoke about goals, and I laid out some interesting acronyms and a book that gave you 7 steps to make reaching your goals easier. And one of the things that I mentioned is that we would have a discussion in the future about why people don't change. And I feel that this is a big part of that discussion. There are many reasons why people don't change, but time, not enough time, how much time management is a big reason why we don't change. So I'm addressing this because for me, this has been a big struggle in my life. I always underestimate how long something is going to take. I never allocate enough time to get something done the first time and have to revisit it time and time again. And so I want to focus a little bit on this, and I'm going to start with a little bit of a story. My daughter loves to go for walks in cemeteries. We live near one. She always wants to go there to walk, and I'm not sure what the interest is, but it's actually a really cool place to walk around in with kids. One reason is that you get to see how old some of these tombstones are, and it creates some conversation around history and how people ended up, but you also get to see how short some people's lives are versus others, and it gets you thinking about that dash between the dates. That dash is basically summarizing their life. And my son doesn't like to walk in cemeteries because he says it makes him think about death, whereas my daughter creates these stories about those lives and where they came from and what they've done. And it's fascinating because I start to think about my life, that dash, and what I'm going to create and how long that's going to be, and realizing that we have no idea how long we'll be here. So that's my daughter's story. And then on my son's side, we've read a really interesting book called Frost and Fire. It was written in 1946 by Ray Bradbury. And it is a really interesting concept. I had never read this book before. But basically, people are born into a world with only 7 days to live. They go from newborn through infancy, through childhood in the first day. And everything's just a whirlwind, and everyone is frantic and doing the things exactly the same way as the generation, their parents who were born 3 days before them are doing. And everyone's getting stuck in this life of just going through the motions. And it's a very fast-paced life, a fast-paced story where you just get caught up in the tide of the way things are supposed to be, or the way people do things, yet they can see that there's an answer. It's over there on the hills. There's an intact spaceship that they believe the ancestors arrived in, and they struggle to get back to it because during the day the sun burns so intensely that it kills everything, and at night the freezes are so intense that it kills everything, and it's just this crazy cycle. It's a great read. It's short. I recommend it to people, but the point is, time is an illusion. We have so many ideas around how things are supposed to work out and how they're supposed to unfold, our past and our future, but everything is happening right now. And I need to come to this realization that if I'm saying I want to do something, I got to start doing it now, because who knows how long I have. And there are so many frivolous distractions in this world. If we spend 2 to 4 hours a day on our digital devices, reading stories and watching TV and, following social media, things that don't really matter in the grand scheme of things, those 4 hours a day become, 2 months of 40-hour work weeks, in a year. And so suddenly we're losing whatever percentage it is of our year to engaging in meaningless, frivolous activities. Now, don't get me wrong. I think relaxation and downtime is super important, but there has to be a balance. And even chilling out and relaxation can be productive in a sense. We can spend time giving each other foot rubs and connecting and having conversation. That can be very, very relaxing. But my point is we need to get rid of distractions. I need to get rid of distractions. And I need to realize that time is going to pass no matter what I do. So why not make the best of it and get as much done towards my goals and becoming the person I really, really want to be and leave a legacy. Think beyond myself. I think about my children. I think about my community, my parents, everyone else. If I'm gone tomorrow, what have I left to say that I was here? Have I inspired anyone to be better? Because I feel like that is my mission, and that's why I'm starting this podcast. So you'll notice a little something here. There's no background music anymore, right? The problem with the background music is, and this comes to time as well, the idea that things need to be perfect. I could never find a perfect place to record a podcast in my house. And so I end up getting in my car, sitting there at like 5:30 in the morning in recording sessions to try and block out all the background noise. And that's why I had a constant stream of music in the background, was because I was obsessed with all those little pings and dings and everything that you could hear all the time in the background. And I realized I was wasting my time worrying about that stuff, right? That doesn't really matter. It's getting this podcast out. It's getting my word out. It's finding my voice and not worrying about all those little things. So in summarizing, I want us to focus, you, me, the collective we, to focus on time management and not worrying about things being perfect, and understanding that we have to create some sense of urgency in our lives. There's an acronym I mentioned last week about goal setting. It was called HARD. And that R is talking about making your goals required. To do that, I believe there is a sense of urgency that needs to happen. So connect to your bigger vision of how you think your life should be and how you want to live this life well, and how you need to pick up your health esteem and focus on how awesome you are as a human being, and create an urgency around that so you can inspire others, create a legacy around your life. So when you are gone, whenever that's going to be, you feel that you have made your mark. Otherwise, aren't we just going through the paces of life? Aren't we just getting caught up like the character in Frost and Fire, where we just going with the tide, but we know there's something else out there? So I'm going to end here with this episode, and I want you to join me next time. We're going to talk a little bit more about why we don't change, but I want you to really pay attention, like I am right now in the new year, with my goals in mind, about how I'm managing my time and how I'm creating a sense of urgency where I'm not wasting. It's becoming part of my being, where I feel motivated to be awesome. I want to be inspiring. I want my kids and my wife to see that too. And I want to just be a better human being. So join me next time, and let's talk about other issues that may be holding us back from our awesomeness. Until next time, my friends, I'm wishing you health, happiness, and ease. I'm out.